Hello, everyone. Hey, so we want to welcome you all today to today's episode of Let's Chick Chat About Money. Today we have myself, I'm Dr. Vernica, and I have my counterpart and my right hand person here, my friend, Dr. Renee.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Yes. So, look, let's get back into it. Last week, just as a recap, we were talking about what the banks do with your money. So the title of that show was Big Pimpin'. Are you getting pimped by the banks? And so we kind of talked about whether or not how the banks get compound interest off of our money. Basically, we put our money in the bank
Mhm.
and they're able to get compound interest off that money. But what if we could take out the middleman and use the same accounts that the banks use so we can get that compound interest for ourselves?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, like I said, we're doing that for ourselves and we're here to educate everyone else so
Mhm.
that they can start doing that for themselves as well. And so it's a tug of war out here. When I say it really is a war, it is a war. Somebody's going to get this compound interest. The question is it going to be you and your family, or is it going to be the banks? And don't, word to the wise, don't let it be the banks.
That's exactly right.
Right.
Yeah, you definitely want to not let the banks take your money, and you're not well, not take your money, but you not utilizing your money appropriately. So we're going to talk about other ways that we can help you and show you how to transfer that money somewhere else.
Yes, yes. So, so getting into today's topic, right?
Yes,
Yes, we have a treat for y'all. You
yes, we do.
know, I don't know. I know courtroom shows are really huge right now.
Hmm.
And so we have a trial going on today. Time to call the lawyers because it's time to go to trial.
That's right. We're going to
Yes.
trial.
But I know y'all are probably like, well, who's on trial? Who is it? So we are putting your 401k on trial.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
So we're gonna get into it. Just as a little bit of background history,
Hmm.
you know, most people put their money in a 401k. A lot of companies will have that as an option, right?
Yes, exactly.
And so it sounds good. It sounds like a real benefit.
Hmm.
I mean, on the surface, it looks like it is. But
Right.
the question is it really what it looks like or is it not? So we're going to talk about that today. So
Okay.
most people, of course, have a 401k. And yes, that is an amazing benefit. It is, it'll help you save for retirement better than if you were saving on your own. But like I said, the 401k is not what it portrays itself to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the reason why so many people have 401ks and Roth IRAs is because they don't know any other ways to save their money. And
Right.
so that's been the go to for so many years. So,
Right. Right.
yeah,
So today we want to help you escape from the prison of your 401k because whether you know it or not, you and your money are in prison with the 401k.
exactly.
So we have the courtroom today. Today, the 401k goes to trial.
That's right.
And we are the opposing attorneys today. So we are going to get into it. We're going to lay the case out. Today is our discovery trial date. And if y'all don't know what discovery is, typically in a court case, you will have two sides out here and they will lay out the evidence against the others. So
Hmm.
the 401k is back in the back in the holding cell.
Yeah.
And so, I will say the 401k does have a right to a fair trial, even though it hasn't always been fair to the constituents.
That's exactly right.
Right.
Yes.
So today we're going to let you all hear the evidence along with it. I'm telling you, the prosecution has been working hard on this case, and it's time to bring this crook to justice.
We're going to do it today.
We're going to do it
We're
today.
actually going to do it over a couple of sessions, but today we're going to start it off.
We are.
It's going to take a little bit of time to actually put the 401k in prison for good.
It is. But let us say that with us taking a little bit more time with this, we have had umpteen people call us out of concern about their 401k. I had a good friend of mine that was like, what can you help me with? My 401k is already a 201k already. And so just to touch last week, we did talk about an article that came out in CBS News where they talked about there has already been over $3 trillion, 3 trillion with a T, lost in retirement income already this year.
That's terrible.
Yes, with this last market pullback. And so I'm pretty sure a lot of people, I will say, when we ask the question, have you looked at your 401k? They haven't thought about it. I've had a few people that were scared to look at it. And, that's kind of frightening that your money, was looking good, smelling good, you think that you're getting you think you're getting closer to retirement, and boom, like it's gone. And half of it's gone, a third of it is gone. And so we're going to look into why that is. So we're going to start out with a little history today, just a little bit of history about the 401k and, some of its origins. Sometimes people end up with a hard life because of how they started. They could have just been born in the wrong place. Their parents weren't attentive. So let's look at a little bit of the origin of the 401k.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let my sis over here take it away.
So I'm gonna just read briefly, because I didn't, memorize this by heart. But I'm gonna read this briefly to you about the 401k, the history of the 401k. It says, why is it called a 401k? Despite their popularity today, 401k plans were almost created by accident. It was started in Congress by the Revenue Act of 1978. Which included a provision that was added to the Internal Revenue Code, Section 401k.
Section 401k.
That allowed employees to avoid being taxed on deferred compensation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just to point this out, Dr. Renee here said that, this is Section 401k. But let me tell you, the sections of the tax codes and the penal codes are what they are. But what if I told you that there's a way that we can put this 401k on trial? So here we're going to go with it. It's going to be the United States versus the 401k. You are in violation of IRS code 7702A.
7702 what?
7702A.
And what is that?
But it's not. Look, let's lay out the case against this 401k. So we got violations against 7702A. We have violations against IRC 162. We also have violations against 72E and 101A. I'm telling you, I just don't know how this 401k is going to trump this case. But, like I said, we're here in the discovery trial. Everybody is considered innocent until proven guilty, unless you pull up your 401k balance and then and then you're going to know, like, okay, this thing really is guilty.
Yes, it is.
But I'm going to let my sis here tell us a little bit more about the history of this 401k.
So basically, I'm gone from the history here. So
or the next section, whichever
so
part
the
you want to cover.
Yeah, so the 401k types are the traditional and the Roth. And so you determine how much you want to save in either the traditional 401k or the Roth IRA. And then there's the 59.5 rule that you can't get your money out if well, you can get your money out before 50 and a half, but you're going to be taxed terribly. So you definitely want to, if you're going to have a 401k plan, you want to leave your money in there, till
You do,
59 and a
but
half.
you brought up a really, really interesting point right there.
Mm-hmm.
If it's my money and I need it now, why am I being penalized?
Right.
Why? I mean, it's your money. Like I said, we put the 401k on trial. The 401k is locked up back in the back, but at the same time, your money is locked up the same way.
Yeah.
Saying that is your money. I mean, you essentially are going to have to post bail on your money, but you don't get that money back. Like you just don't get it back. And so that's one of the things that we're going to dip into as we go along.
Yes.
How these hidden fees that are involved. Like I said, the 401k looks innocent, it looks amazing, it looks like a law-abiding citizen, but it is not at all.
It's not.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any other points over there?
Let's see. I do. The biggest flaw of the 401k that I can see is the biggest flaw that I think people have a issue with the 401k is that it's a variable account. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say a variable account, but I know it's a variable account,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
people have a hard time with their money fluctuating up and down, up and down.
That's the key word. That's the key word, variable. And just to break down what variable means, that means it's not the same. It's one way one time, one way another. It's wishy-washy,
Yeah.
And personally, I don't do well, I like solid people. I like solid things around me. I mean, I don't want anything that is wishy-washy.
Me either. I
So,
like stability.
Yeah. Now, I will say, of course, the 401k is better than being in the bank. Now, we kind of hit on that last week, how putting your money in the bank is considered what's called a fixed account. The bank offers you less than 1% on your money. So it is quote unquote safe, but it's not growing.
Right.
And so if you look at the growth curve in a fixed account, the line is totally flat, just flat.
Right.
And if something is flat, let me tell you from the medical history, it's dead. I mean, it's a cold blue. Get everybody in here like resuscitation time. But that thing is dead. And you don't want that. You want growth and you want your money to flourish and to be able to work for you. So this variable account sounds much better. So just to lay out the flow of, a 401k, maybe your company comes in and sets this up. It's a retirement plan. And part of your check, you decide how much you want to put towards your money, towards saving for yourself, which it sounds like a smart thing to do. But that money is going into, as you said, a variable account. With variable, your money is up and down with the market. When everything is great, everything is great. But the day that it's not, that's the day that it's not.
So let me interject there. So now you're saying that, so this is the only account that you can have right now. I mean, this is not the only account you can have, but this is the account that employers use for their employees, for their employees. Okay. So I guess my question to you is, does the employer contribute to this type of account?
Well, that's a good point, sis. So a lot of employers will. That is actually a point that, some employers use to keep their employees. Like we do a company match. It sounds good. So, for every $5, they might decide to do $3. Not bad. I mean, that's a nice little contribution that you have, but rarely do you really get something out here for free. And have y'all ever thought about why the employer would want to contribute to your 401k?
They want to make you feel like they're doing something for you.
They do. they want to make you feel like that, but they really doing something for themselves. And so I don't know. Okay. All right. You hit on it. All right. I guess we're gonna have to break another secret today.
Mm.
I like I said, I think this is a safe place again.
I think we are in a safe
All
place.
right. So so a lot of times with this employee match, when the employer contributes to this match, it is a tax write-off for the employer.
Are you serious?
Girl, yes,
Oh my
yes. I can't
goodness.
believe I told this
Well,
secret.
you should have told that one.
But the people deserve to know.
Yeah, they do.
I mean,
They
that's
do.
why we
You think
here.
so?
We that's what we're here for. We are
Alright,
here
okay,
to, you
okay.
know, really tell them what is really going on
Goodness.
with their money.
You're giving up all the goods.
I am. But you know what? It's still
No.
more in the
Nuggets. We
knapsack.
got more
Uh-huh.
nuggets. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But think about this though. So your employer contributes to your 401k. That's a tax write-off for them.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what?
What?
Guess who? There's still taxes that need to be paid.
Yeah.
The question is, who's paying them now?
You're paying them. I'm paying
You
them.
are.
Or if
You
you have a
are.
401k, you're paying them.
Whoever the employee is,
Mhm.
who, you know, is getting the contribution, you're now on the line for those taxes. Dun, dun, dun.
That's terrible.
That is terrible. But at the same time, now think about it. You're on the line for more taxes,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, ultimately, you know, you're on the line for more taxes, but also you have more money in the market that can experience market loss. So times like this, I don't know, like I said, as we said from the CBS article, it's already been over $3 trillion lost in retirement savings. That
Right.
when I say we're retirement, we're
Mhm.
talking about 401k and IRAs.
Oh, that's terrible.
IRAs lost. And so a lot of people, some people may not have a 401k, but this is the same principles apply to your the IRA account as well. And so, you know, think about it. You're contributing your money, and you know the employer is contributing, but when bad news comes out, because your money is tied to market news, when
Yes.
bad news comes out, you lose not only your money but your employer's contribution.
Mm.
And the employer doesn't really care, no shade, because they already got their contributions in the books,
Right.
where they already have a tax write-off that is set in stone. They are good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So let's just say you said, you know what? Now I realize a little bit more about my 401k. And maybe I should just pull it, just take it for myself. And doing that,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be some penalties there. Like I said, you're going to have to post bail, but you know, usually posting bail, if y'all know a little bit about the courtroom, bail bondsman, posting bail is pretty much 10%, just 10%. Over here, you're going to pay way more than that. You are going to be on the line for giving up 5 times more. So up to 50% of your money if you decide you want to take it. And so let's just look at how much that is. Let's just say, for roundabout numbers, if you have 100,000 left in your account and you realize, okay, I lost money in 2008
Mm-hmm.
when the stock market crashed. And, you know, I lost money in 2020, you know, when COVID hit. And now I can't let the same thing happen again.
Right.
It sounds smart to take your money, but they're going to get you. Who is they though?
The IRS.
The IRS. But okay, so think about it. Now, the IRS, if you spell that word out, the IRS, you have THEIRS.
Mm-hmm.
Does that really spell the IRS, or does that spell theirs?
It spells theirs.
Either way, they coming for theirs. The IRS is coming for theirs.
Right.
And so, you know, let me explain where this 50% came from, because I don't want y'all to think that I'm just pulling numbers, you know, out of a top hat somewhere.
Right.
These are real numbers. So if you're not 59 and a half, you are going to have a 10% penalty just for taking your own money. So let's just call that the posting of the bill. You know,
Right.
yeah, you the
Right.
bail bonds. You
Right.
you post your money on you post the bill.
Right.
So that's 10%.
Mhm.
But what they don't tell you, you'll have federal taxes that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
Those federal taxes can be about 30% of your money.
Yeah.
So you got 10% gone that's just out the blue, just because you wanted your own money.
Right.
And then you got the IRS, you got the federal level of the IRS that says, give us our 30%. But that's unfair.
Mhm.
But you are subject to their rules because the tax codes aren't working for you.
Yeah, in your favor.
They're working against you.
But let me just back up a little bit.
Okay, back it up.
Veronique. So let's explain to the people the difference between the 401k and the IRA, so that way they can have a. We talked about the 401k.
We did.
So,
we did.
So we know that the 401k is a contribution the employer puts in for the employee.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the IRA, so people can have a great understanding of the difference between those two and what they have, because a lot of people don't even know what they have.
Okay.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't.
Yeah, they just know, oh, okay, they're gonna put some money in, I can save my money right here, but
right.
What is this saving vehicle really is all about? They don't really know the dynamics of the
IRA.
Yeah, or
okay.
Either one. But I mean, we've already explained the 401k, so
we did. Even though we just touched the surface of the 401k. Like I said, we gonna come back in just a little bit. But I'm glad Dr. Renee here brought up the fact that IRA. A lot of people don't realize your IRA has a lot of the same stipulations.
Right.
And so you're typically with an IRA, you will decide how much, you want to contribute towards your IRA.
Mm-hmm.
But that money is still tied to the market.
Yeah.
So it's so many people this week that I talked to, they don't have a 401k, but they do have an IRA.
Mm-hmm.
And typically an IRA is set up with either financial planners or a brokerage firm of some type.
Right.
And a lot of times these are the main vehicles that they have people's money set up in.
Mm-hmm.
But with the IRA, like I said, you're still losing money.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
definitely.
But think about it though. Why would you want your hard-earned money tied to the market? And when I say that, like, it's so much going on out here. You got the war in Ukraine. It's in Ukraine. It's not even in the United States.
But we're being impacted by the war.
We are. But you're still going to work every day. And you're like, you know what? I'm contributing. I'm looking forward to the day that I retire. Mm-hmm. But let me just say, we'll get into a little bit more details, but there's an account way better. Mm-hmm. Way better out here that it's not your money in this account, the amount that's in there is not indicative or is not influenced by the market like that.
Right.
So, a lot of people have these because they are, like I said, it's what somebody else recommended. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of times I will say a lot of these financial planners mm-hmm. will recommend it because, they have to manage your money in some kind of way in order to get paid. Right. So whether your account is doing well or your account isn't, the idea is for your account to stay above water so they can get paid. So somebody's going to get paid regardless. It's probably not going to be you.
Definitely not.
Right. But, somebody's going to get paid. So, I don't know. Like I said, y'all should congratulate your financial advisors for, staying above water when you are not.
You're losing money every day.
Every day.
The thing of it is, I think that concerns me is mm-hmm. that even when you have a lot of people, when you talk to them about these accounts that we can put together for them,
right?
There's still some like, I don't know about that, apprehension of doing it because right. they're not used to an account that can actually, you can't lose any money.
Yeah.
so I think that's one of the big things that is a hurdle for us to kind of get people to become comfortable.
Yeah.
But this is the way the wealthiest people in the world,
The wealthiest
people in the world,
people of the
use these
world.
accounts. So,
Yes, the
and
top
so
1%.
the top 1%.
Uh-huh.
So how do you get over that hurdle of helping people when all we know is 401k, IRA, and we losing money. It's a variable account.
Right.
It's up and down in the market.
Right.
But we need to have something more stable.
We do, because wealthy people don't deal with variable accounts. Let me tell you something. They don't like risk and they don't like taxes.
Yeah.
And they don't deal with them. We do.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect way to keep, them being up here and them getting to be the upper crest money wise. They always get to make, they have choices out here because they have plenty of money. But if you think that your money is growing well, and then all of a sudden your money is cut down and half of it's gone, you're like, okay, I could be on track to be able to retire in 5 years. But now you're on the line for working for at least another 10 or 12 years.
Right.
So these, for a lot of these companies, having a 401k is not a drawback. It's a way to keep you drawn back
right
into their company.
Right.
And so there are let me say, a lot of people really, they're just going to have to clear their mind.
Yeah.
And honestly, you're going to have to start thinking like the wealthy. Now, that does take a little bit of, it takes a little different thinking.
Yes, it does.
It does. But, like I said, there are plenty of wealthy people that they don't care about gas prices rising.
Food prices.
They don't care.
They're not thinking about all that stuff.
Yeah. Matter of fact, while you over here getting worried, rolling over at night, can't sleep, tossing and turning.
Complaining about the gas prices.
Yeah, they sleeping well, slobbering, snoring. Deep sleep, REM sleep out here. So, like I said, we need to do something different.
Yeah.
There was a saying before, the real definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, thinking that you're going to get different results. We already saw this happen in 2008. And let me say, for a lot of people, with their 401ks, a lot of companies, if you still work for them, a lot of people, they'll tell you that you can't take any of your money. But let me tell you, just as a little background, here goes a little story time.
Okay.
2008 hit, all these people saw their money plummeting, all their hard-earned money. They went to try to go take this money out and they couldn't. So a lot of people were down to pretty much nothing. We were in a bona fide recession.
Right.
But guess what? Out of that recession came lawsuits.
Yeah.
Because these people were upset. Like, I saw the market crashing, but y'all wouldn't let me take my own money.
Yeah.
And so there were some lawsuits that happened, and those lawsuits were successful. So a lot of people don't know there is a clause. We have to check for a lot of our clients. But there's a clause within this contract, your 401k, that says in times like this, where people are warning about a market crash and you are losing money, there's a clause out there that would allow you to still be able to access your money and be able to get it out of there.
Really? So, okay. So when we have clients who want to do a rollover, is there, so when we call the company and, a lot of times they can't roll their 401ks over. So you're saying that there's a clause in there when we go to do a rollover for a client into one of our accounts?
Yeah.
So that is okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure
that's a possibility.
That.
A lot of companies may or may not, but honestly, if they didn't want to get sued, there probably is this clause because they already paid for that back in 2008.
Okay.
So of course, when 2020 came, COVID came out, we had a recession again. And I mean, we were in our homes for 2 weeks, except for essential workers. Thank you, essential workers, for what you did.
Yeah.
And so, we just need to do something different. And if need be, the idea is to save yourself and your money.
Right.
And there have been a few people that was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to pull my money. And, if I have to pay taxes on it, I'll deal with that afterwards. But at least I saved my money.
Right.
But you don't have to do that. Like I said, wealthy people, they don't do that, and they don't worry about it.
Right.
But I did want to kind of hit on why, because, getting back to a little bit of this trial with this 401k, the founder of the 401k had some things to say. Now, this was the founder, the actual founder. And,
what was his name? What was the founder's name? Is he still alive?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm going to look that up right quick.
He might not be alive from the guilt of making this thing. I will say it is on record that he has put out here that he wishes that he never made it because it's so flawed. And these companies just adopted that because originally they had pensions. And we won't even touch on pensions today. We'll come back to pensions. But
his name is Ted Benner.
Okay, Mr.
Ted Benner.
Shout out to you, sir. He came up with, just playing around, came up with this 401k, and companies started adopting it. Honestly, they had pensions before, just as a little throw out piece. People were really living too long with pensions. Pensions were designed for you to have income once you retire.
Right.
But they tried to calculate it. Like, if they work until they're 65, odds are, within 5 years they should be dead. I mean, this was a legit thinking. And so, a lot of people were living way longer. They were healthier.
Yeah,
they
definitely.
ate better. They may have farmed their crops. They were living and living too long. They were like,
the plan,
it did. They said, we got to do something about this. Y'all living too long out here. So the founder of the 401k is playing. They were like, oh, that's perfect. That way they can start contributing to it, and we don't have nothing to do with it. When they retire, it is what it is. We're not even on the hook for that anymore.
Right.
And so the founder of the 401k is on record saying that this thing does not work. It is a disaster.
Yes, it is.
It's not designed for retirement, or actually it's not the proper savings vehicle to actually have money for retirement. But at the same time, like, not even for retirement, because you want to have money now. Retirement sounds a long way off, especially if you're younger. But, you want to be able to utilize your money now,
right,
if you need it. And so wealthy people have accounts where, they can utilize this money now. There's no extra fees and penalties. And when they get to retirement, like I said, a lot of their money grew off of compound interest that we talked about in episode 1.
Yeah.
And it grew tax-free.
But you know what? The 401k was invented for the middle class and the poor people to have.
Right.
It wasn't invented for them to build wealth.
No.
To leave massive wealth. And that's what we try to...
Really, it was made to keep you middle class and poor.
Yeah, that's true.
Side note.
Right. Because the variable in the 401k, when it's up and down, you're like, when the market goes down, then you're gonna lose money. So you're never gonna really get to where you want to be, because you're dependent on the market.
You are. But think about a roller coaster. We're gonna, we going a theme. We're in a theme part. Think about when your money is going up with the market. Typically on a roller coaster, going up the roller coaster is a slow climb, right?
It's really fun.
It is. You just kind of taking in the scenery, enjoying it, enjoying the ride.
You anticipating what's getting ready to happen.
You are,
Yeah.
And then you finally get to that hill, you maybe round the curve.
Oh, yeah.
And here goes the downward slide. But you always go down so fast. It's like people screaming, their arms is up, it's a good time.
Yeah.
But it's not a good time when your money is doing that.
That's true.
And that's what happens. Your money goes up the ladder way slower.
Yeah.
But when bad news comes out, you lose money at lightning speed.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is.
But okay, just real quick. So you brought up the founder of the 401k.
Yeah.
That was, that was part of our exhibit. Yes.
Yes, Ted Benner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, two, let's look at, you got Ted over here. Ted already said what I made was all wrong. Don't
Yes.
do it.
Yes.
Now, let's look at, if we really want to start to think about things how wealthy people do, let's refer to a wealthy publication out there. There's so many. There are Forbes, there's Fox Business, there's even Yahoo Finance. There's
Mhm.
so many out here. And let's just look at one of them because, I will say before I got into this area, I knew Forbes existed, but I never read Forbes.
Yeah.
I really didn't have time. I had so much to read textbook wise and other things, and life gets in the way. I never thought about, let me take a quiet time to go
Right.
read Forbes.
And who thinks to read Forbes unless
Right.
unless you're just really
Mhm.
into the money
Yeah.
arena,
Yeah.
you don't think to read
Yeah.
Forbes.
Yeah.
But once you get to you change your mindset and you think of money a different way, then you become
Right.
more.
But you should be into the money arena.
You should be.
Part of the problem is that we have trusted other people
With
for
our
so
money.
long with
Yeah.
our money,
Mhm.
and people just honestly, they really don't know how their vehicles work. They just throw money in there and they're hoping that, okay, by the time I retire, like, I just threw money in there. I don't know how this works. Hopefully there'll be like, a little bit of, hocus pocus and boom, like I'm set for retirement. It
Yeah.
doesn't work like that. You don't throw your money in somewhere just hoping that it's going to shake out for you, because
Right.
this is your life.
Yeah.
This is your retirement. This is also your family's livelihood. So, for the people who have money, and this is no shade, but if we want to get to a place where we have money, we need to look at someone who has money
Yeah.
and people who know how to build wealth.
That's true.
So, amongst these publications, like I said, we have alluded to the fact that there are secrets out here.
Yeah.
They have secrets amongst themselves.
Mhm.
And I get it. It's just like any other sorority or fraternity that's out here.
Yeah.
Y'all got secrets amongst yourselves. Yes. You got a little friends group. You got some stuff that you might share with them that you don't share with everybody else.
Yeah.
So over here now, I'm going to just read off a little snippet of an article that came out in Fox Business. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
So the title of this article is called "Legally Cutting Out the Taxman in Retirement." And they have the word legally highlighted. So they like, this is legit. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just going to read a little bit of this for you. Like I said, it's just a little small snippet. It won't take long. So it says that there is an industry, believe it or not, it's in the life insurance industry. Now, let me take a pause before I go there. It's so many people who like, oh, life insurance. They think life insurance is boring. But let me tell you, life insurance is meant for you to use for life, not death.
Mhm.
And so life insurance, let me tell you something. Get excited about life insurance, because
Yes,
life insurance
definitely.
allows you to increase your net worth,
Yes.
for a couple of dollars. And life insurance is already a tax shelter in and of itself.
That's true.
Tax free.
That's true.
So, like I said, part of these codes that we talk about, within this account,
What's that code you said? The 7702A.
7702A. Actually, 7702 by itself. But let me tell you, 7702A, that's my love bug right there. That is my baby.
Well, tell me about that. Tell us. Let's tell the people about that code.
So, like I said, these accounts, they have a couple of different tax codes interwoven on it. But 7702A does allow for accumulation of money, and it makes sure that, okay, if anything were to happen, I use this money while I'm living. I take vacations. I have fun with my family. I do what not necessarily do what I want to do, but,
do what you want to do.
Do what you want to do, But, the day I leave this earth, all the money that I put in, plus all the money that I made with compound interest, plus, forgot to touch on this fact that, this account just lets you ride just the upside of the market. So whenever the market pulls back, it pulls a lever and locks your money in place.
Wow.
So you never lose a dime. So these people pick up where they left off whenever the market goes. But at the same time, you still get compound interest. And with compound interest, you make money in your sleep.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you don't know where to get compound interest, you need to call us,
Yes,
because
exactly
we
right.
can help you with that. Like I
Definitely.
said, just as we hit on that topic with last week with compound, well, 2 weeks ago with compound interest with
Mhm.
Albert Einstein, he said it's the eighth wonder of the world.
Right.
Why is that? You know, he actually said, he who understands compound interest earns it. He who does not pays it. If you're not earning it, you are paying it. So wealthy
Right.
people make sure that compound interest is a must, not just a little bit, but a lot. So
Right.
they can put a check mark by that with this account that they can do that. And so let me tell you, life insurance, that 7702A code applies to the life insurance aspect of this account. It allows all of that money that you put in, plus what grew, plus a legacy benefit tied to the account to be passed on to your family totally tax free.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can kind of
And you don't
start
have to be
see-
59 and a half
You
either.
don't. You don't. You do not.
You
They
don't
don't
have to
have
be
a
59
there's
and a
no
half.
such thing as a 59 and a half rule
Yes.
over there. They use their money now.
And then let me just give you a brief example of how you can use this account.
Mhm.
So there was a gentleman who had about $4 million in his account, and he wanted to buy an apartment complex. And
Yes.
so he had to have earnest money. So he
Mhm.
put up $1 million in earnest money.
Mhm.
And so once he did that, he was still earning compound interest because he loaned himself the money from his own account, and he was able to still build compound interest daily. So he was still accruing money even though he had borrowed the money from himself, and he's going to pay himself back with his own money. And essentially it's just like having your own personal bank.
So wait a minute. So let me recap this. So you said this man had an account,
A client, yes.
a client had an account.
Mhm.
He had one of these accounts that the wealthy had, not
Yes.
these other 401ks,
No, not a
IRAs.
401k.
He didn't have that.
No.
So he took part of that money,
Mhm.
and there's a stipulation. There's another little secret within this account. It's a stipulation where I can take part of my money and do something else with it, yet I can still receive compound interest on the whole thing like I never took it.
Right. So he borrowed the money from
Uh-huh.
himself.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And so he took that money and
Uh-huh.
put it down for earnest money
Yeah.
for apartment building.
Okay.
And so while he was doing that, he was
Mhm.
still earning compound interest on his. It's like he never took the money out of his
He
account.
never took the money. So
Right.
I don't know. Like I said, if y'all start to see how wealthy people operate, they don't put money on something. They put more money in this account, be letting it grow, with compound interest and grow tax free. Yet they take one asset, because this asset is considered what they call a tier 1 asset.
Right.
It is the safest asset that you can have.
Right.
But part of the stipulations on the account, he can leverage part of that money,
Mhm.
go get something else, a whole nother asset, and now he has 2 assets that are bringing him money.
Yeah.
Like he never took it.
Exactly.
Girl, stop.
And then you could pay yourself, and you paying yourself back.
And
So
yeah,
the interest rate could be maybe 2%. Maybe I think it's probably a little bit of
Mhm.
negotiable, but 2%
yeah,
on a million.
Right.
I mean, so you paying your own stuff back.
right. But here's the difference, though. Normally, first of all, the bank would never give you 2%. They would scalp you for a percentage. They like, how much hair can you stand to lose? Because here is the razors.
Mhm.
But let's just say the bank would have normally charged you 8 or 10% on your money.
Yeah.
Over here with this account, the interest is lower. Normally, you would be paying the bank that interest, but you're not.
You're paying to
You're
yourself.
your own bank.
You're your own
that
bank.
2% that you're paying yourself. So that's more money going into this account.
It's true.
Wealthy people never lose, and
That's
it's
true.
all growing tax free.
Yeah.
And they acquired another asset that's bringing them money. So this apartment building, now he can turn around and rent out each one of these apartments, which is also bringing him money.
Maybe 5,
And
because the rent is expensive.
the
So you
rent
think
is
it's
expensive.
$1,500, $2,000 a month.
It
and then
is, but the rent is
Yeah.
also tax free because that's his business.
That's exactly right.
I'm telling you,
There's
what
so
the
many
people-
strategies to
Oh,
make money and to use money.
crazy.
Yeah, but you have to know the vehicles to use to
You
invest
do.
your money.
You
in.
do. You have
Yeah.
to go to someone that you trust.
Yeah.
And so, real quick, I'm gonna read this article.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
I
so
won't
it's-
interrupt you anymore.
no. You brought out good points. I appreciate it. I do. So we gonna. I tell you what, we're gonna read this part and then we gonna close out the little discovery piece.
Okay.
But this Fox Business article says legally cutting out the tax man in retirement. It says the life insurance industry has the best IRS approved retirement savings plan.
Wow.
Let's stop right there. When have you ever heard of an IRS approved account? Ever.
I've never
But
heard of it.
that is code for my baby. 7702A. I
Girl,
tell you
love
what,
that. You
I
love
do.
that. That's
I
your
do.
boo, boo, boo,
I
huh?
do. If it proposed to me, I would say yes. Yes, we are married, honey. Yes, we together for life. You better not ever leave me. But anyway, okay, back to the article. It says the life insurance industry has the best IRS approved retirement savings plan today. And most investors know nothing about it. Now, this is in
Wow.
Fox Business. It says this retirement savings vehicle is not a company sponsored, pre-tax, qualified 401k type plan. It is also not a Roth. It is not an annuity, nor is it whole life. It says that despite sales of well over $1 billion, it says it is the financial industry's number one
Best
secret.
kept secret.
And it names this account. And so we have to
We're
keep
not
it.
gonna name
We,
the
we
account.
can't put that out there on the airway. Y'all have to
Call us.
call us and
Yeah.
tell us. We'll tell you the name of it then.
Yes.
But it said what really got me was this article said these people already have money. They
Yeah.
already have plenty of money.
Yeah.
You know, they live a whole different lifestyle. And they said, look, don't mess with that other stuff out there. That ain't where it's at. Look, here's the inside secret on the financial industry's number one secret. Not number two, not number three. This isn't honorable mention. It said number one secret of the financial industry. This account that we're talking about and that we help our clients with. Now it says to explain why this quote unquote mystery account is such a powerful supplemental savings vehicle to an employer's 401k type plan and a replacement for those whose employers don't offer one. It says some people just don't trust the market and they get it. It says basically that we need to start with the fact of after a generation of use of plans, it says that these have already been acknowledged as failures. So it says that your 401k has already been acknowledged as a failure.
We have someone that wants to know the reference for the article.
Oh,
Yes, we have Tia Bates. Can you hear me?
yes.
How you doing, Tia?
Hey.
You doing okay? We went to junior high school together.
Hey, girl.
Hi.
Look,
How you doing?
we're streaming live. I'm not from my Facebook page
So
today.
it is from. I'm gonna give you Tia. It's from Fox Business. It's it's published in
This was published in
February 12th of 20.
February 22nd, 2012. We can also publish if you like, we can hit you in the DM.
I can hit you in
with
the DM and I
name.
can send you all the information for you.
Yeah.
To you. I'm sorry. To you.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yep.
Okay.
And the good
I'll
thing
send it to
too,
you.
you don't have
Okay.
to have a whole bunch of money. A lot of people have a misconception of, dang, I probably need a whole bunch of money. No. Like you get to decide how much you want to put in this account. And we
Right.
can meet you where you are. Now they have accounts like this laid out for children too. And we'll get into that
Yeah.
another day.
Right.
But there's so many workarounds where we can get you in here, but you have to find a way to pay yourself. And so that's why myself and Dr. Renee are here. And
Right.
this is what we do. Now, this is our life work. This is our purpose. And let me say, once you find your purpose, you never have to work another day in your life. I was meeting with people the day before yesterday at midnight. People
Yeah.
were like, you know what? I got off work late. I'm tired, but I got to do something different.
Yeah.
And so if you want to meet me at midnight, baby, let's go. I'm
Yeah.
gonna,
Yes,
I'm gonna have
definitely.
the same voice, same excitement.
Exactly.
Because this, I mean,
it's a game changer.
it
It's
is.
a game
It
changer
is.
for a lot of people who don't even, who've never heard of it, and
Yes,
who are just so used to like the regular 401k and the IRAs.
it is.
And so and our whole goal is to help people to build wealth, learn
Yes.
and build wealth, and
Uh-huh.
leave a legacy for their families.
Yes.
So that's the whole idea.
And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, my baby 7702A never disappoints.
I know.
I tell you what, I mean, we gonna date. I'm telling you, it's been phenomenal since we've been over here.
Yes, it has been.
I mean, it's just an inside happiness.
It is,
and so we're
really.
here to help people do the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we're streaming from today from the radio station
Right.
WPTP
100.
100.1
Yeah.
FM.
Mhm.
Please find the Facebook page. Please like the Facebook page. And like I said, we'll have ways that you can contact us. You can always contact us directly.
Right.
And so I'm going to let Dr. Renee here give her contact information in case, anybody wants to know more. We do free financial education. We don't charge you a dime. We also don't charge to set these accounts up.
Right.
So the companies that we're contracted with
Mhm.
pay us. So you never have to worry about
Paying
how much
us
is
any
this
money.
going to cost.
Right.
No, your money is your money. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you give your contact
Let me
info.
just reach out to Tia. Tia, did you have a question? You want to ask a question about anything, or you want me to just send you a DM? I don't want to. You good, Tia? Okay.
We'll make sure T is set up.
Yeah, we'll make sure. I'll reach out to her.
But anybody else who wants to know, we'll make sure they are set up.
Yeah, so
Also,
definitely, if you want, if you're interested in one of these accounts and want to know more, if you want to learn financial literacy, I mean, a lot of times we just don't know the financial. literacy.
Yeah.
So,
Stop trusting other
and we were
people.
growing up, we weren't taught that.
We weren't
taught it in school.
We weren't.
And so this is a whole, like I say, it's a game changer when you walk into a different
but you just
arena of learning.
You gonna make me end with one more little secret.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give y'all another little secret that we learned when we were over here, learning under some of the top brokers in the world. It's actually illegal in the U.S. to teach real finances in school. That's why we didn't learn, because they want to preach that whole go to school, get go to college, get good grades, get a good job, versus being a boss yourself.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy how, like I said, they set us up, but they set us up where, like I said, there'll always be workers and there'll always be people
the
above.
Worker bees, the worker bees.
But no more.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you give your contact information, and I'm going to give mine.
Okay, so my contact information is 423. I have an 800 number, but I can't remember it right now. So it's 423-876-5309.
Yes.
That's 423-876-5309. And also, if you ever are in the need of any type of insurance, I do auto, homeowners, renters, commercial, bonds, small business insurance. So you can call me at that number, 423-876-5309. Excuse me, 5309. My company name is Midtown Insurance, and I'm located at 3661 Brainerd Road.
Yes. And of course, I'm Dr. Vernica or Dr. V, either one you want to call, or you just call me V. But I'm gonna give you my my toll-free number is 1-833-837-6352. Again, that is 1-833-837-6352. It is also a euphemism for my name too. So it's 1-833 Vernica. So if you know how to, dial the letters on the phone, my name is spelled VERNEKA. And so you can also reach out to me on my Facebook page, either one. And like I said, we're here to help. This is what we do. And I'm saying, when I say this is a passion and I light up, I'm telling you, it's been so many people that since we got in here, they're like, y'all different people. And so, it's great. But unfortunately, we're out of time.
Yes, it's been nice.
The fun,
it's over.
But the fun never stops.
It never stops. I mean, for now. I mean, we have to close. So I mean, so we have to
reach out to us. We want to help as many people as possible, and stop trusting other people with your money, with your financial money.
Yeah.
So, you too can also, if you want to, get into this space, we're here. And so, you can be with us, learn from some of the top brokers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, you can do it for yourself.
That's right. You don't have to pay anybody to do it
at all.
You can have us to do it for you.
Yeah. But yeah, so until next time,
we'll see you next week.
Next episode of Let's Chick Chat About Money. Let me tell y'all, the trial continues. Today was just the discovery phase of why the 401k is on trial. But we're going to get into a little bit more. Next time we're going to have the verdict watch.
Okay.
The jury is going to be out. Yeah. And so we're going to talk about that. So until next time, we chick chat about more money. We'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye.